Welcome to MarineLearn, practical knowledge and training for maritime professionals. Hit the bell button, subscribe, and like the video so we keep bringing valuable content to you.
Deep inside a modern commercial vessel, the primary marine engine operates daily under immense thermal and mechanical stress. Overseeing this hardware is the electronic control system. Its baseline insulation must measure above 100 kiloohms. The system monitors health via a Bender isometer. Components aren't isolated. They draw from common power lines. Because of this shared network, an earth fault on one sensor leaks voltage, degrading insulation across the entire connected system. Engineers are tasked with locating this single point of failure. Crucially, they must accomplish this using galvanic isolation, keeping the primary engine powered and running. Finding the fault requires a systematic subtractive process, deliberately severing network branches until the error clears. The primary rule of engagement for this diagnostic is simple. The main engine system remains powered on. Phase 1 is macro isolation. Engineers systematically disconnect the main J1 power plug from one multi-purpose controller at a time. After each disconnection, they observe the Bender isometer. When the faulty MPC is removed, the system's overall insulation value instantly returns to normal. By physically removing that multi-pin connector, the engineer completely and electrically severs that specific branch from the broader shared network. This macro isolation shrinks the search grid. An engine-wide web of connections is successfully narrowed down to one isolated circuit board node. To probe that specific board, engineers deploy specialized hardware, a Fluke multimeter paired with an MPC Earthfinder box. The Earthfinder's green plug connects directly into the now vacant J1 terminal on the isolated multipurpose controller. The multimeter is then patched into the Earthfinder, turned on, and set exclusively to measure electrical resistance in ohms. The Earthfinder features a selector switch with 3 positions, A, B, and C, for systematic testing of critical power vectors. Position A tests the 0-volt path to the hull. Positions B and C test the 24-volt paths to the hull. By rotating through these switch positions, the engineer safely sequences through every possible electrical route where voltage could be leaking to ground. When the multimeter activates, it injects a small measuring voltage directly into the printed circuit board. This line graph illustrates a physical barrier called system capacitance. The injected voltage must overcome the board's stored electrical charge before it can return an accurate reading. Because of this charging effect, the initial resistance reading artificially starts very low, often registering around 150 kiloohms. Stern, direct error. That registers as a false positive. The procedure requires strict discipline. Engineers must wait a minimum of 30 seconds for the board to fully charge on each switch position. If the specific vector is healthy, the resistance slowly climbs, eventually peaking and stabilizing well above 18 megaohms. Once the reading stabilizes, engineers evaluate the final number against a specific diagnostic interpretation matrix. A stabilized reading under 1 megaohm confirms an active earth fault. A reading below 500 kiloohms indicates a severe critical short requiring immediate localization. Patience during this phase is dictated by the circuitry. Waiting 30 seconds is a strict physical requirement, not a guideline. Once an individual MPC is confirmed faulty, returning a stabilized reading under 1 megaohm, the target is acquired. The Earthfinder remains connected to the J1 port, and the Fluke meter is left on to continuously monitor the active resistance. The engineer initiates micro-isolation, systematically disconnecting one individual sensor plug from the affected MPC at a time. With eyes on the multimeter, they watch for a specific behavioral shift on the digital display. The precise second the localized fault is unplugged, the resistance reading will spike instantly, stabilizing above 10 megaohms. The hardware at the end of that specific line is the culprit. Common faults include water ingress inside the sensor plug, damaged wiring, or a failing solenoid valve. By applying a 2-tiered subtractive process, the crew transforms a massive engine alarm into a single, highly specific hardware replacement task. Maintaining integrity relies on strict protocols. First, never ignore the Bender isometer alarm. A 24 kiloohm reading means the network is compromised. Second, isolate systematically using J1 plugs to locate the node while keeping the engine operational. Third, Respect the 30-second charge time to prevent false positives. Systematic discipline, physical patience, and rigorous vector testing are the only ways to guarantee the integrity of the electronic control system at sea. Practical maritime training for maritime professionals.